Hello YouTube, the time has come where we are going to leaf cast the first wrap of the Hulk 181. Now last upload I worked with the removal of the color touch, and I have to say that it worked. So basically my water flush removed the color touch, at least to my eye, hopefully to someone else's eye, if you know what I'm talking about. Wink wink when I send it off. So we're gonna fill in this whole area, and I'm gonna do it from beginning to end, so I hope you stick with us. As with the cover, I want to do the leaf casting on the opposite side. The reason I want to do it on the opposite side is because I'm going to do the whole spine, because we want it to last. So, how are we going to do it? Let's start first with wetting only one side. And I'm going to show you why I am only going to wet one side. So, we're going to put this here just like that, and we're going to use my trusty sprayer. And before I do that, I want to put a piece of Ramay paper, and you'll know why I'm doing this after I do it. I'm going to talk all the way through this upload. So let's wet the left side. We got that nice, so it's stuck to the Ramay paper. Give this a little wet there. Let's brush it out. Excuse my clock. I will give it a nice brushing. Always brush from the inside going out. There we go, a nice brush. Okay, why am I doing this? The reason why I am doing this is because I want to flatten out the page as best as possible, because then you get a really nice leaf casting job. So with this side being dry, I can pull the cover, making it as flat as possible. So there you go. I pulled it, and I want the seam, or at least the spine, not the seam, to be flat as possible. And I think I did a pretty good job by doing that, just like that. Now we're gonna put our Ramay paper down so it weighs it down. Make sure it's nice and flat, and there we go. And once I wet it now, it will stick nice and flat, not meanly, but nice, to the Ramay paper underneath. So let's give it a nice brushing. As you can tell, the word I like using today is nice. I get that from my grandmother because she always used to use nice. Everything was nice. So I'm gonna flatten it out just like I'm doing. Let's give it nice water again. We have to stop using that. Make it wet, because wet paper is good for the leaf casting, because the pulp sticks to it. It has to be wet. You cannot do it dry. If you do it dry, you also run the risk of the actual leaf casting staining the paper, and you don't want that. You don't want it to stain. So there you go. It is sufficiently wet, in my opinion. Let's get the water out. This could be flattened out a little bit better, but once I put on the vacuum, I think it will be fine. So let me see if I can spread it a little bit. There we go. I spread it out a little bit. Another thing that I'm going to do, which is different from what I did in the past, And I wish I would have done this for the cover, but I'm not gonna start redoing what I did. We're just gonna leave it be. So, and I'll talk louder. This is not working the way I want it to work. We'll try it this way. These are pieces of parchment paper. And I'm putting the parchment paper here so that I could make a line for the leaf casting to connect to. Meaning I want a straight line. I don't want any of the leaf casting. That works, we'll do it that way. I don't want any of the leaf casting to go on to the graphics, because all that we're doing is we are going to leaf cast just the spine. So this is a new technique that I came up with, and let's hope that it works. And it looks like it may work. So I'm gonna put the vacuum on and let's get going. I am getting this ready. This is the pulp. Okay guys, that was it. And I have to say that the method by using the parchment paper as a divider is something I just thought of after doing the cover. So I really wish I would have thought of that in doing the cover, but it's a learning process. If we don't learn, we don't actually advance. So I am learning, and next time I do a leaf casting for whoever it is, I'm gonna do it a lot better. I'll tell you that right now. Every time I do this, I am basically developing new techniques, and I think the technique that I just used is going to make a lot better product. So, what are we doing next? We are going to give this some light damping, and then we're going to take it and we're going to put it between our glass presses. Now, what I want to do is just give it, like I said, some light dabbing, and then we're going to remove the first wrap from my suction table, and we're going to give it a nice rolling with the rolling pin, like we're making a pie for Christmas or something like that. So this was a short upload, not really, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys see the advancements that I am learning in this whole thing that we call document conservation. And stay tuned, because let me remove the table and we'll do the blotting and rolling, and then we'll wrap up this upload. Stay tuned. Okay guys, the table is removed, and I have the first wrap on the Costco wee wee pad. Now we're going to put a paper towel over it, and we're going to do our rolling pin. Now this is an important process, an important step in the process, because it really pushes down the pulp and it joins it with the existing paper. Now I did a little section here of leaf casting as well. I don't know if you noticed watching the upload when I was doing it, because there was a piece of color touch, whether it was color touch, I take that back, or a piece of ink from manufacturing. I couldn't tell. But all I know is that the water bath did not remove it. So I opted to scrape it out, because I'm really trying to make it where this gets a conserved grade. I know Dorothy, the fellow who commented, doesn't like that because he feels that I'm damaging the book, but everyone is entitled to their opinion. That's why they make two different color cars, or more color cars than one color, because everyone has a different opinion. Is it wrong, their opinion? Absolutely not. Other than voting for another channel for the Comic Book Community Awards, I can say that's wrong, because let's just leave it at that for my category. Okay, so we're done. So the next step that we're gonna do is I'm gonna put it between my trusty pieces of glass, and I just wanna let everyone know that I modified that procedure as well, because I put in the pieces of glass 2 pieces of craft foam, and I like to do that because I think the foam pushes harder and makes a better seal. So we're gonna do that now. And then next upload, I will show you the results. Hopefully they're good. So stay tuned, YouTube.